Hi there, this is Fakir Yogi Virendra Yogi. Probably one of the greatest fan on this planet Earth after my Gurudev, Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy, the chairman of the GVK Group of Industries. He is a man who loves tennis more than anybody else on this planet. He is basically a volleyball player, but he picked up tennis when he saw the great players, the olden age, playing such a marvelous tennis. Rod Laver and all these groups from India, Ramanathan Krishnan, and Stan Smith, Vic Braden, all these great Australian. Emerson, Roy Emerson, all these Gonzalez, all these players were so fascinating to him that he picked up tennis and it became his heartbeat. He loved tennis so much that he's created multiple of tennis courts in his campus. Every hotel, 5-star hotel, Taj Krishna, Taj Bandara, Taj Deccan, these all have tennis courts. And in some of the hotels, there were 2 tennis courts like Taj Deccan. And he has his own tennis court in his own house. And he has spent a lot more money to encourage tennis in India. One of the very successful tennis players in women, Sania Mirza, was sponsored by him. But he did not confine his sponsorship just to Sania. He has sponsored dozens of boys and girls to really motivate Indians to take up tennis. And also to his elderly tennis players, the veterans, he spends crores and crores rupees to organize tennis court in his own house. That is Taj Deccan, 2 courts were there. In that court, tennis players from various states all over India will assemble and play tennis. They were rewarded, they were awarded. Dear friends, he is the first Indian who was not professionally a tennis player, but his love for tennis ranks the highest. He has spent so much on tennis. His love is tennis, his heart is tennis, his breath is tennis. When I heard that such a great man who has sponsored WTA, which global sports led by Mahesh Bhupati organized in India, and there come Mary Pierce, Martina Navratilova, and so many great stars in women tennis that was played in the stadium in Hyderabad. Honorable Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy, the Manav Ratna, the pride of mankind, fully sponsored it several times, not once or twice. Just to encourage the coming of stars, to see the glamours of such tennis players, men and women. Martina was really the superstar, having won so many Wimbledon, near about 9 Wimbledon, total 18 Grand Slams. Mary Pierce also champions in Grand Slams, and so many satellite players. Sania Mirza was sponsored by Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy, and she won first WTA in Hyderabad itself. So such is the love and passion and dedication and commitment to facilitate tennis and to motivate Indian tennis players to take up tennis. My daughter Vishnu Vishesh was also sponsored when she was just 9. Still she is struggling because of multiple of injuries. She spends years in Barcelona, in Sunset Casal Tennis Academy in Florida. Still she is dedicated to really see the glorious days of her life. She is still in tennis. She has become a little older, but she has dedicated whole life in tennis. She knows nothing but only tennis. And Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy is always kind to encourage her and motivate her. And dear friends, when I heard about it, I approached the superhuman being, the God incarnate Krishna, to really give me opportunity to be a member of his most glorious team in GVK House. I was taken there by one of my best friend Gopal Krishna, who has been Indian veterans, spent 30 years in America, American citizen, and when Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy saw me, he really gave me the place, not only in the tennis court, but at his feet, in his heart, in his mind, in his soul. Probably there are very few people who could win his mind, heart and soul, because I being the most raw material. The material for Buddha and Vivekananda. He loved the purity. He loved the discipline, the commitment, and the politeness and the gentleness. Because I have been a very hard-working student, he understands that. He said to so many occasions to various friends and colleagues, he is Brinder, my friend, not only to his tennis fraternity, but when he has given a job in GVK MRI, he introduced me to the directors and all the top management people as his friend. And so believe me, dear friends, T-shirt I am wearing is his gift. The racket I am holding in my hand is gift. He has given everything to me. Bread, butter, shelter, the room I am sitting is his gift. He is my real godfather. The real spiritual guru and guide, and call him Gurudev. So that is the love for tennis. Being inspired by the glamorous success of Boris Becker and Steffi Graf, when I was doing my PhD in IIT Kharagpur, I take the solemn resolve that if I am blessed with a child, she will be a tennis player. As she was born, I gave her tennis racket when she was just 4. It's my passion. It's my heartbeat. She is struggling. But I encourage every aspirant to be the world star. Nothing is impossible for a persevering, persistent, committed, dedicated, willing, determined person. You need to have courage, conviction, love for the profession, whether it's tennis or it is any other callings. It needs single-mindedness, your passion and love. You have to seek every possible way. You have to strive and find the perfect plan of action. You have to seek the blessings of their sponsor like Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy. And then you have to be supporting yourself with tremendous belief, faith, courage, conviction. Because but for your own help, nothing is going to happen. My daughter has been very, very lucky. She was sponsored by Dr. G.V. Krishna Reddy, my Gurudev, my Lord, my God, my Father. She was also supported by so many satellites like NMDC where I was working earlier. And also the school saw her talents, and the Johnson Gamari school also gave us some financial help. One Mr. Pingal Reddy also supported by giving her some 6 acres of land in Bibi Nagar to start a tennis center that was named Eklavya Tennis Ashram. So help came from different corners, but the real help has to come from your soul within. The courage must come from the soul within. The man must have the will to finish that task. The courage must come from the soul within. The man must have will, determination, courage, conviction. The person have to wear the handicap. You have to really remove. They can triumph and conquer because they are blessed with all the greatest equipments which everyone has. The hands, the arms, the legs, and brain. And the man who has risen to do great success in tennis, they began their life not more than any other human being. But what they have, a definite purpose, a definite goal, the commitment, the attitude to win or perish, victor, that do or die. And they always believed in themselves. That's why my tennis center was named Eklavya Tennis Ashram. Eklavya Tennis Ashram. I was inspired by Ramanathan Krishna. When his father resigned from his job in Delhi, long years back, he came to Madras Chennai, started his own tennis court, started training his son Ramanathan Krishnan, twice semi-finalist in Wimbledon, the superstar of India. Nobody could reach semi-final of Wimbledon. His son Krishnan can only reach quarter-final once, Vijay Amritraj once, quarter-final Wimbledon. I was also inspired. I was inspired by the poem of Rabindranath Tagore. যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে. If nobody comes forward to help you, never betray yourself, never despise yourself, never feel handicapped. The spirit of self-help is the supreme help. Others' help will be futile if you don't have the courage, conviction, determination, passion to move forward alone. All will help you if you help yourself. Dear friends, this is the message I want to share with the Indians and all the friends all over the world. Nadal was the youngest, the most successful today, 22 Grand Slams. There is one Carlos who has won US Open just at the age of 19. He is now 9th ranked player in the world. He is very promising like Nadal. They should learn lessons from these boys and girls. They are not something human coming from the other planet. With a determination, with a commitment, with a passion, with a love for the game, and blood, toil, tears and sweat, the offerings, never looking backward, never stopping, never losing the heart when they are defeated, when they have failed several times. Because I tell you, the secret is, say not the struggle not availeth, the labor and the wounds are vain, the enemy fends not faileth, and as things have been they remain. If hopes were dupes, fears may be liars. It may be in yon a smoke concealed. Your comrades still chase the flares, and but for you hold the field. For while the tide waves vainly breaking, seems here no painful inch to gain, far back through creeks and inlets making, comes silent flooding the main. And not through stern windows only. When daylight comes in the light. In front, the sun climbs slow, how slowly, but look, bestward the land is bright. There is always light at the other end of the tunnel. Be optimistic, be positive, be persevering, persisting, determined, resilient, committed, dedicated. Everyone has his day. Ups and downs is the way of life. And what my best friend Lord Tennyson said, come my friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world. Push up, push up, push up. And sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose hold, to sail beyond the sunset and the bats of the western stars until I die. It may be that the Gulf will wash us down. It may be that we can reach the happy isles and see the great Achilles whom I know. Though we are not at a strength, in the old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are an equal temper of heroic heart, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and never to end. Are you a living human being? Do you respect yourself? Are you a courageous and bold, a valiant person? Victory belongs to the most persevering. Victory belongs to the person who knows nothing but only win or perish, victory or death, do or die. Nobody can stop you. It is not the time, it is not the age, it is the success. And also in the last, success is failure turned inside out. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint in the clouds of doubt. The silver tint of the clouds of doubt. It may be that your success is very nearer, but you do not know how far it is or how near it is. So you have to stick to the fight when you are most discouraged, when you are mostly attacked by various kind of misfortune, adversities, calamities, injuries. Problems have solutions. But your determination, your will, that will be your savior. So again listen. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. You can never tell how close you are, it may be very near, so it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It when things seem so tough that you must not quit. And then you will be what you will to be. Let failure find its false content in the poor world environment, but its spirit escorts it and is free. It masters times, it conquers a space. It calls the boastful takes a chance, bids a servant place. The human will that forces unseen, the offspring of a deathless soul, can hew a way to any goal. The walls of granite intervene. Be not impatient in delay, but wait. And as when his spirit rises and commands, the gods are ready to obey. God can be tamed by you. God will become your slave. But have you that courage? Have you that conviction? Have you that determination? Have you that consuming obsession? Have you that burning desire? With faith, belief, you will be successful if you understand what I have told you. Thank you, viewers.